What is up, everybody? It's your boy Bobby from Bobby's Breakdowns, and today we are going to be recapping season 11 of The Masked Singer. The season just ended at the time of recording about 5 days ago, so we're going to go over all the celebrities under the mask and who eventually ended up winning season 11 of The Masked Singer. It's a really fun season, but with that being said, let's dive right in. So the season started off on March 6th of this year, and the very first episode, all the contestants sang. We get to the last contestant, who was Book. He is singing, and in my head I'm like, that can't be who I think it is. But the voice was just a dead giveaway, and I started cracking up as soon as I heard his voice and realized who it was. Eventually, Book says, I've had enough. He just takes his mask off. Withdraws from the competition. The Book was indeed Kevin Hart. Yes, one of the biggest names they've had on the show because they started filming this in September when the strike was indeed going on. So they could get a lot of big names, and they kind of did. But Kevin Hart was the biggest name of the season and one of the biggest names ever, if you ask me. Now we're on to Afghan Hound. Now, I'm not a big reality TV star by any means, but when this person unmasked, she's an awful singer, by the way. But she even admitted to it, and she made jokes about it. So, I'm not a big reality TV guy, but when she unmasked, I was like, oh, wow. From the show after Monday Night Raw for years, Chrisley Knows Best, the daughter, Savannah Chrisley. She said she did the show because she knew her parents could see the show in prison. It was a little weird. But I was like, oh, okay, I know who you are. Some people on the season truly have no idea who they were. And Afghan Hound went to the first SmackDown with Gumball, my boy Gumball, but we'll get into who that is. Next up, Spaghetti and Meatballs. I thought it was going to be a two-person costume, but indeed it was not. Joe Bastianich, restaurant and TV personality. He's a chef on TV. Somebody said it was Bobby Flay, and I was like, that would be awesome, because I actually know who that is, but no. I really don't know who this guy is, but he was the Spaghetti and Meatballs on season 11. Then we get our first wild card of the season, as if Kevin Hart wasn't already a wild card. We get Sir Lion WC. It was TV personality and host Billy Bush, who is indeed the cousin of former President George Bush. Not totally familiar with who he is. I know who he is, but I wouldn't have been able to guess that. Decent singer, for sure. But like I said, you could have thrown 100 clues at me of his, and I would have had no idea who it was. Next up is the Lizard, and I thought the Lizard kind of got robbed. He got sent to the SmackDown twice, and then eventually got booted. I thought he was pretty good, but I'm not in the voting panel. I don't know. The Lizard was indeed singer Cisco. Again, I'm totally not familiar, but I've heard the name, and I thought he was better than the other people in the group, and I think he should have went further. That's just me, though. That's how reality TV works, you know. But yes, the Lizard was indeed singer Cisco. Next up, we have Lovebird, who was a pretty decent singer. There was a lot of football clues, and I kid you not, before I could figure out who Gumball was, I was talking about Lovebird. I said, maybe it's somebody from Friday Night Lights. We'll get into that. Lovebird was indeed former football player and current reality star Colton Underwood. I do know who that is, actually, believe it or not. Some reality stars I do know. He's a decent singer for sure. I thought he was going to go further, but that's how it goes on The Masked Singer. But bottom 6 for sure. And as I'm realizing I'm recording this video, I said Sir Lion WC. I thought it was some royalty thing. It turns out they're saying that's the wild card on Wikipedia. Boy, if you don't... So our next wild card is Koala. No Koala WC, I promise. I just caught on to that. But this one kind of shocked me. Koala could sing. He was only in there one episode, which makes me think he can only commit to one episode. Sometimes that does happen. But it was NFL Hall of Famer DeMarcus Ware. Like I said, I had no idea he could sing. It was pretty cool. Somebody I really know and that can really sing. I didn't guess him, of course, but I still thought it was really cool. Next up was Ugly Sweater. I thought he should have went home a lot earlier than he did, but he did hang around a little, but not far enough to win Group A. The Group A winner was a star. But Ugly Sweater was indeed singer Charlie Wilson. At first, I really didn't know who it was, but then I played one of his songs. I said, oh, okay, I know who this guy and this group is. So yeah, Charlie Wilson was indeed the Ugly Sweater. Now we're on to the Group A finalist, but she did not advance. And this one's actually really cool because I've got to meet this woman and she was really nice. Starfish was indeed the Office alum Kate Flannery. Yes, Kate Flannery's a decent singer, and Ken did guess her, and I was even saying, like, if it's Kate Flannery, that would be absolutely awesome. It was. She came in second in her group, and I was like, wow, this is, like, really cool. Very funny woman, very nice woman, from a show I love, The Office. So yeah, Kate Flannery, that was a really cool one. Next up is Miss Cleopatra. Interesting costume for sure. They did get very, very interesting with these costumes, but again, after 11 seasons, I guess you have to. Miss Cleopatra was actress/singer Jennifer Lewis. I didn't know she was a singer personally. I know her from her brief role in Fresh Prince. I think she was only in there like 10 to 12 episodes. She was one of Will's aunts. So that one kind of threw me off because I knew who she was, but just one of those I would have never been able to guess, even with 100 clues. Next up is the last wild card of the season, and this one was very interesting. Seal. He made it a round or two, and this person was very funny, very comedic, and Jenny kept saying Corey Feldman. I was like, Corey Feldman doesn't really have that comedic sense of timing from what I've seen, but it turns out he does, because Corey Feldman was indeed the Seal and the last wild card on this season. Decent singer. He wasn't going to go to the finals or anything, but he was a lot of fun. He was definitely entertaining, so I enjoyed that. Now we're on to Beats. They were the last person, or group, I should say, eliminated before the quarterfinals started because Poodle Moth, which we'll get to in a minute, got saved, so she got to go to the quarterfinals. The Beats. This one really shocked me. Not even the panel got this, because I don't think I would have been able to get this one. The Beats were Clay Aiken and Ruben Studdard from American Idol back in the day. I wouldn't have thought they would go on as a group, but it was weird, but hey, they sang really well. They lost to Gumball in the finals of that group, and yeah, like I said, you could have given me 150 guesses, and I would not have been able to pluck those two out of that. And now we are on to the quarterfinals of season 11. Another smackdown from my boy Gumball. It's getting disrespected all season, but we'll get into that. Poodle Moth ended up being Chrissy Metz from This Is Us. I almost said The Last of Us. But Chrissy Metz, the daughter on This Is Us. Pretty decent singer. I didn't think she had the singing to go all the way, but she went pretty far, all things considered, and she came in 4th. And yes, Chrissy Metz did indeed come on The Masked Singer. Next up, our bronze medalist for The Masked Singer Season 11, Clock. I thought throughout the whole season she wasn't going to make it this far, to the semifinals, but she did. And this one is a little before my time, folks, so if you're watching and you're upset, I am so sorry. But Clock was indeed singer Thelma Houston. Like I said, Rita guessed it correctly. This was a little before my time, but yes, Thelma Houston was on The Masked Singer, and she came in 3rd. Now on to the 2nd place runner-up of Masked Singer Season 11, Gumball. I've been hinting at him all video. We're going to go into a little detail on this one. I was so close on my guess. I think I was as close as you could possibly come. Gumball. They gave him no respect all season, but he kept fighting, made his way all the way to the finals. And I was so happy. I was hoping he was going to win. I didn't think he would, but I was really hoping. The Friday Night Lights clues. The X-Men clue. I thought I nailed it with Taylor Kitsch. I really, really did. I got the right show. Gumball ended up being actor and singer. Who knew? Scott Porter, also Jason Street from Friday Night Lights. I didn't know he could sing that well. That was awesome. And I'm so glad I was rocking with him. I was rocking with him before I even figured out the Friday Night Lights clues. So, and I really thought it was his co-star Taylor Kish and good friend in real life Taylor Kish. But it indeed was not. Gumball, you're my boy. All the guys that I like get second always. But Gumball was Scott Porter from Friday Night Lights. Now on to the winner of The Masked Singer Season 11. I knew this woman was going to be a threat the whole time. Every time I watched her sing, amazing. And the fact that she won doesn't shock me. I was rooting for Gumball, but Goldfish did indeed deserve it. With that being said, Goldfish is indeed singer/actress and former High School Musical alum Vanessa Hudgens. Funny story, her and Scott Porter did a movie together back in 2009, I believe it was. Vanessa Hudgens beat him out in a singing competition in the movie. I've never seen it, but that's what they said. And Scott Porter did an interview after the fact. He said, I went up to her and I whispered to her, I know who you are, but I know you have no idea who I am. Vanessa Hudgens confirmed that. She goes, I had no idea who that was. But Scott Porter was like, I don't forget that voice. So your winner of Season 11, Vanessa Hudgens, a.k.a. The Goldfish. And that is my recap of The Masked Singer Season 11. Masked Singer got renewed, not so shocking. They begin filming in June, I believe, which is interesting because usually it doesn't end till like the end of September. So that's going to be interesting. They're given a lot of time. Maybe there's a lot of schedules open. Who knows? Really, who knows? But what did you guys think of this season? Did they get the right winner and second place right? I don't think so, but, I'm a Friday Night Lights fan, so of course, anybody from there I'm going to support. But yes, comment below what you thought about the latest season. What do you want for Season 12? Who do you want? Comment below. With that being said, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button. Got plenty of content coming, folks. But until the next time, I am Bobby from Bobby's Breakdowns, and we will see you in the next one. Later.